to the Raise Your Energy podcast. My name is Linda Lange. I am your host and energy expert. In today's episode is going to sound a little bit different. It might sound like a speech from a ceremony, an inspirational speech. It's going to be a bit of a pep talk, and I'm going to be your loving but challenging cheerleader. I will ask you to start becoming the version of yourself that you truly want to be. And I'm going to give you a really important ingredient to get there. So stay tuned. So I have a few questions for you right from the start, and later a few more. Have you big and bold ideas and plans for your life, but have not followed through with making them a reality so far? Then it is safe to say that you're like most of us, and we welcome you into our arms. So how many times have you dismissed an idea as being crazy or unattainable for you in this life? How many times have you looked at a highly successful person or a celebrity and wondered why they are so special? What makes them so special? What makes them so successful? Sometimes I even look at some of these people and I ask myself why they are even that successful. What superpower do they have? What makes them so special? And are they just more intelligent than me? Are they just more lucky than me? They don't seem to have superhuman or superman powers, but what sets them apart from me, from us or other hardworking people? So why did they make it? What is their secret sauce, so to say? And maybe you ask yourself in your life, why, for example, did your colleague get the promotion and not you? Do you sometimes feel like there is some unfairness in the process and you don't even want to see the truth why they might have gotten the promotion and not you? Why they might be more suitable for that role, or what made them go that extra mile that got them the job? I have had a lot of these kind of thoughts and feelings throughout my career, looking at other people who achieved more than me or who gotten the job and not me. And I completely get how hard it is to see other people succeed in something that you want, and that you might want very openly and that you might want secretly. So in today's episode, I want to talk about one of the reasons, one really important aspect of their success. One huge thing that they did differently. And it is so powerful that it can change your life for the better in all sorts of areas of your life, in your work, in your personal life, in your dreams that you have for your life, in your hobby, in small things and in big things. And once we discussed it today, once I've gone through it with you, I want you to think about one area in your life where you want to apply it straight away. One area where you're looking to achieve or accomplish something bigger, where you have a big dream but have not yet taken that first step towards it. I hope I can inspire you today, being your loving and challenging cheerleader, to apply what I'm going to tell you and what I'm going to share with you today, so you can move closer to that version of yourself that you're dreaming of, openly or secretly. So here we go. The one big factor why these people achieve something that we haven't achieved yet is because they were brave enough to turn into someone that is not them today. They turned themselves into a new version of themselves. This might sound like not a big deal, or you might not really get what I'm talking about, and that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna explain it all. So let's have a closer look at this, and you might find something that stops you from becoming the version that you truly want to be. Becoming a new version of ourselves means, first of all, to let go of something that we currently are, that we are today, minimum a part of it, a small part of it, a bigger part of it, or really a lot of it. And that can be scary. Just think about of how we live our lives in this physical world. We create an identity, a personality, and we have created that for our whole lives until today, while growing up and becoming an adult. And we collected a lot of things that make up that beautiful identity and personality that we have today. We have a name, and we identify with that name. Part of the name and that identity is a family status, like being single, being married, being a mother or a father, being a daughter, a son, a sister, a brother. We are someone, right? And we make these titles part of our identity. And then outside of the family status, we have, of course, most of us, we have a job. And that is another identity, another part of our identity that we take very seriously, and it's very important to us. We might be a business owner, we might be an accountant, an assistant, a teacher, a CEO, or a stay-at-home mom. All of these titles are a big part of our identity. And then there are so many more parts, titles, names that we add and that make the whole of our identity. These are things like our nationality, our sexuality, our skin color, our spiritual or religious beliefs, and there are so many more. And throughout our lives, we have built up a huge collection of titles, names, beliefs, and things that we identify with that make up of who we currently are, who we today are. And everything as well that we currently own, everything in our environment is part of that and actually support and mirror the identity that we have and that we are. So where we're currently living is part of our identity. The friends that we have currently in our life, they mirror and they display actually who we are. And the things that you buy today or last week, they portray a part of the identity that you are having. That means we have these two big collections. We have the one side, the inner collection, the names and the titles that we attach ourselves to and that we identify with. And then the outer collection, the possessions, the status, the environment around us. And certain identity parts are easier to let go of than others. I would think that you agree with that, but let's have a closer look at what I mean. For most of them, you need to have a certain bravery to let go of that part of your identity to take on a new identity. And that is really what some people do and why they might be so successful, why they might have been able to reinvent themselves, because they let go of something and took on a new part or a completely new identity. And that is just not so easy. it is not so easy to let go of your profession that, for example, you had for the last 20 years and just start a completely new one, right? It's not that easy, but people do it. It is not that easy to leave your home country and move completely to the other side of the world and start a new life there. Not everybody does it, but it is possible. And it is not that easy, for sure not, to let go of your religion or a belief system that you have grown up with and start believing in something completely new. These are all big changes of your identity, and most people don't even attempt these kind of big changes in their lives. But I think you might be interested to do one of them, or maybe even more of them. That's why you're listening to this episode. So we agree on that some people do these kind of changes. They are able to let go of a fundamental part of their identity, and they are able to reinvent themselves and take on a new identity. And they might start small, and so can you. People who tried it out once and have been brave once to do it, they realize that it's possible and you don't die from it. They're still around, so they might try it again with something bigger or the second part of their identity, and then the third part of their identity, and they gain trust that they will be okay, that the universe is looking out for them, and that this is actually their path to success. They step into that unknown by letting go of something. They are stepping into an unknown. They don't know what's going to really truly happen by them letting go of a small or big part of their identity, but they trust. The first time you have to just trust, and you just have to do it. You just have to be brave enough to do it. And then you will see that everything turns out really well, and even maybe better than you can expect. And then you can start building that trust and do it again and again and again. And you will be at the end rewarded for it. I promise you. For your bravery, you will be rewarded for it. And it gets easier and easier to let go and try out this new identity and see what happens. It's a skill that you can train, and I invite you to go to the gym called Life and train the heck out of it. I want you to build up that trust and the bravery to let go of that one part of your identity that just does not serve you anymore, and step into a new identity. At first, it will be hard, and it might hurt at the beginning as well. Letting go of something or someone that was a big part of your life and therefore your identity can be painful. Like taking off a plaster and you have to rip it off your skin. You know the next time it's going to be easier, and then it's going to be easier again. We are in this game called life to experience, to collect experiences, to evolve from them, to collect impressions of what life can truly be. And that's why we have as well dreams, we have hopes, we have visions of our future. And to play this game really well, we want to be able to loosen a bit the grip on our identity. A lot of us are holding on really tightly with really tight fists and tight hearts and our tight mind on our identity, because we might be scared of what would happen if we let go. I can just tell you from my own experience that the universe, everything around you, is just here to help you, to love you, and for you to experience greater and greater things. But you have to let go. You have to open your fist. You have to loosen that grip on your current identity to be able to experience that other greatness, that bigger greatness that is there out for you. I promise you, it is out there for you. But you have to take that first step and loosen that grip. And yes, we have invested so many years in building it up. Let's say the profession. We have studied for years. We have worked so hard to step up that career ladder and to build up that career ladder or build up that business that we're holding on to. But we might feel inside of us that it's not anymore for us, that this is not anymore our passion, and that we want something else out of life. And our identity should make you feel fulfilled. You want to portray how you really truly want to feel with your identity. And you might be, maybe not, but you might be at a time where you feel that there is a disconnection, that the identity that you currently have and all of the parts that come with it are not completely fulfilling you or making you happy. But if they are, if you are completely fulfilled and happy, then please don't change anything. Don't get me wrong, we don't always have to change. But there might become a time as well for you where you say you might want to move on of one part of your identity. So what part of your identity are you secretly wishing to change? But currently you don't feel brave enough yet to do it. What are you dreaming of to become in your maybe next life? Because you might think that in this life it's just not going to happen anymore. Who do you look up to and wish that you could do what they do every single day of your life? What if I tell you that this life, it's kind of like a game, and for the first few decades you selected one figurine to play this game, and now you can select a different one. You can select a different color, a different size, a different skill set. What if I tell you that you can select whatever you want and play with it for the next years, for the next decades, with this new figurine, and you will be happier and you will have so much more fun and fulfillment in your life playing that new game with the new figurine. All it takes for you is to say yes and then take action into that new direction, to let go of that part of your identity and choose another one. And I can tell you that nobody else will ever come into your life and do it for you. Nobody will ever save you from the life you're currently living. You are the creator. You are your own superhero. And you are your own boss in your life. You can choose to let go of something. You can decide to change into someone else. I have never spoken to someone who told me that they regretted that step, that they regretted to move to a new country and to collect all of that new experiences. I've never met somebody who said that they regretted to let go of their 20-year career and go for something that they truly loved. I never met someone who regretted letting go of a relationship that did not serve them anymore. Each one of these people, and that is including me, says, I am so glad I did it. I am so glad I was brave enough to take the risk. I am so glad I trusted that everything will be okay, that I will be okay. And it became so much better than I could ever imagined. This is what people say. People that decide to change their whole identity or just parts of their identity to become someone that just resonates more with them. They took that brave step to change into someone that they always dreamed of. They closed their eyes and they trusted their universe that they will be fine, because their gut feeling told them that this is the right thing to do and it's time to let go. I invite you to look inside of you. What is your gut feeling telling you to do? What is your instinct telling you to let go of? What is your inner voice telling you again and again to change something in your life for your own health, for your own well-being, for your own happiness? You are not different to these people. We are not different to these people. We are not special that this doesn't work for us. They are not special that this just worked for them. You are not too old. You are not too ill for this not to apply to you. You cannot tell me that you blew your chances for this life and have to live with the consequences of your identity for the next 20, 30 or 40 years. This is, I'm very sorry, BS. Everybody can do it at any age, with any kind of disability and illness and problems in their life. Every single person can do it, and that includes you, my dear. It is up to you to do it and bring to life what you have been dreaming of for years and years. You are the creator of your life in the way that you classify as good and as bad. It's true not just for the parts of your life that you maybe like, and it's not true for the parts of your life that you don't like. No. You are the creator of everything in your life. So when you're going to start using this creating power, guess what happens? Change happens. Transformation happens. Magic happens. So when are you going to start using that creator power inside of you? When are you finally ready to play the part and use this power to build the life of your dreams? Just a question. So I remind you that I asked you at the beginning to take this knowledge, these learnings that I just gave you, and think about one part in your life where you feel inside of you that this can help you to take that step. What is your inner voice telling you? What are your feelings telling you? What is your gut telling you? Thank you so much for listening to this episode today. Let me know in the comments how you liked it. Let me know what is your biggest aha moment from today. What is your takeaway? What have you just realized? And make sure to subscribe wherever you are and wherever you see me or hear me, so you don't miss next week's episode. And with that, I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye-bye.